Welcome to the Daily Devo. My name is Diana. Today we are talking about Moses. We are looking at people in Exodus, and today we will be looking at Moses. His story is found really throughout the entire book, but he is a Hebrew boy who was born at a time when the Pharaoh of Egypt, he was commanding that every Hebrew boy be killed. Yet Moses' mother, she chose to keep him alive. She placed Moses in a basket and she sent him floating down the Nile River. And Moses' sister followed behind closely to watch. Well, Moses, he ended up floating all the way to Pharaoh's daughter, and God spared Moses' life. And eventually, Pharaoh's daughter adopted Moses. So Moses, he grew up in the household of the Egyptian Pharaoh in Egyptian culture. Well, one day, as he got older, he was walking among the Hebrew slaves, and he saw this Egyptian mistreating a Hebrew slave. And Moses, he was moved to act. Something about it broke that justice, and he had to get involved. So he jumped in and he killed the Egyptian, and then he tried to bury the body and hide everything. Well, the next day, he's found out. So he flees the city and he finds himself on the outskirts, way outside of the city, way outside of town. And he ends up staying there for many years. He marries a woman, he builds a family, and now he's overseeing a flock of shepherds. And one day, while Moses was out tending to the sheep, having spent many years away from the life he grew up in, Moses noticed something. It was a bush on fire, yet it did not burn up. And as Moses drew near to the bush, he realized that God was there calling to him. And God tells Moses that he has heard the cry of his Hebrew people way back in Egypt. And God tells Moses that he is going to send Moses back to Egypt to free God's people. Well, let's listen to Moses' response in Exodus chapter 3, starting in verse 11. Here's what it says. It says, "But Moses said to God, 'Who am I that I should go to Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?'" Did you hear what Moses is saying? He's like, God, who am I? What power do I have? What right do I have to go back to Egypt and ask that? Why in the world would Pharaoh listen to me? I'm lacking whatever it takes, is what Moses is implying. Who am I? Moses asks. Well, listen to God's response in Exodus chapter 3, verse 14. Here's how God responds a few verses later. God says to Moses, "I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you." So Moses asked God, "Who am I to do this?" And God responded by saying, "I am who I am is sending you." Did you see what God did there? God pulled the focus from Moses to himself. And often in life, you and I are a lot like Moses. We focus on who we are, what our strengths are, what our limitations are. We look at our network and our resources and our ability or our inability. Yet God invited Moses to a different focus. When God gave him his name and God said, "My name is I am who I am," God was saying, "I'm the one sending you. I'm the one with you, Moses. I am who I am is with you." It's as if God was saying, "I am strong enough. That God is smart enough, that God is powerful enough, God is gentle enough, God is patient enough, God is persistent enough, God is able enough, God is wise enough." You see, the lesson of Moses' encounter at the bush is one that reminds us that we have a choice on what we focus on. We can spend today focusing on us, our story, our past, our inability, our ability, or we can remember who we are talking to. We can remember the God who says he is the great I am. So today, think about who God is. Remember that God is with you. And remember that following God his way with his help and remembering that you are walking with and leaning on the great I am is the best decision you can make today. We'll see you next time.